10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
G'day all and welcome to Dax Chats. This is another episode. We've been doing them pretty quickly, almost every day so far. Today we don't have an artist on the agenda, but we do have somebody that is very passionate about country music, and they've started their own venue called Neon Horse in Stanhope, Victoria, and we're going to speak to the owner of Neon Horse right now. This is Clare Jones. Hello, Clare. How are you?
Hey, good, Dax. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Just sorry about having the son here. He's just had a bit of a bad dream, so he's just going to relax here. Okay.
That's all right. I think all of this situation's a bit of a bad dream. So, here to comfort each other. How appropriate.
Yes, that's right. Now, as talking about bad experiences, you've set up this venue for country music artists only, called Neon Horse in Stanhope, Victoria. You're all prepared to open it up, and bang, COVID hits.
Yeah.
Wow. Tell me how it all came about for starters, how the idea came about and why the idea came about, and then the effects that it's had with the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, well, look, you hit the nail on the head earlier with the intro. Thanks for a great intro, by the way. I'm really passionate about country music. I love it. Grew up with it. Mum really got things started. Listening to some of the awesome 90s country, and that's kind of what I keep going back to. But for a long time there, just sort of forgot about country music altogether, strangely. And about 6 years ago, just really started listening to the newer things coming out, and a lot of the Aussie artists kept popping up, and just blew my mind and thought, God, there's just so much to country music now. It's not just what it used to be, and it's not the old classic country that people sort of have this stigma about. It's really grown and developed in so many ways. So I certainly love a whole range of country music. And New Year's Eve a couple of years back, I was looking for somewhere fairly local to go for New Year's Eve, just to celebrate the New Year country style, but absolutely nothing in Victoria. It was crazy. I ended up crossing the border towards New South Wales, and kind of like a mini BNS style event, and just had the greatest time, and realised there's this massive niche in the market where basically everyone in Victoria has been forgotten about when it comes to country music, and to think that we've got so many talented artists here that are travelling interstate to perform and try and find that platform to give it a go and perform to an audience that's appropriate for what they're doing, and leaving Victoria altogether to pursue a career. So many people have come from Victoria, and I thought, well, what can we do to, one, bring country music to Victoria and support our local musicians, but even just appreciate it and have it accessible to Victorians to hopefully, access interstate and possibly international artists here in our hometown. So hello, Neon Horse. It sort of all happened quite quickly, but it's been an adventure.
It has been an adventure. So, obviously I followed it all on Facebook, the whole getting ready to launch the whole thing, and all the photos and all the signs and displays that were coming up, and all the changes that you were doing to the displays and stuff like that. And then you've organised this huge event for the opening launch of Neon Horse, and no word of a lie, just before it's about to happen, COVID hits, everything's shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm.
How did you feel? And
Yeah,
where
it was
where are you
this
where are you up to
dark,
now?
dark looming cloud was sort of lingering there for all of March, and pretty much just keep in touch with the performers who are on board. And God, you know, I'm still so appreciative of them wanting to be part of it. So really checking in regularly and just saying, you know, look, has anything changed for you guys? I'm keeping an eye on things. And when it came to pulling the plug, it was so really disappointing.
Yeah.
But you know, at the end of the day, I think there's a bigger picture to look at as well. And didn't really anticipate that Victoria would be taking a step back like it has as of this week for the next 6 weeks. So
Again,
really just
yes.
playing things by ear. But it's been an interesting experience. I've almost, I don't know, exceeded my own expectations of what I thought I was capable of. Seeing everybody doing their live streams was really inspirational. I thought maybe I need to give it a go. I mean, everything's there, it's set up, ready to go. I don't want to think that it's now redundant, so why not give this live stream, you know, a shot? And of course, you don't know what you don't know until you're in the midst of disaster. So the first live stream we had was challenging, and I tell you what, that tested my will. That had on board the Darlinghurst band. My God, those guys are just fantastic. Oh my God, I'm just blanking out now. How embarrassing. Maddie Colville was there, James Land and Kush Ryder, and Caitlin Thomas. And pretty much everyone's in the background. We're trying to sort out these tech issues. And then every week that's gone on, we've done another 2 live stream events with more performers. And now I'm worried I'm going to forget everybody again. It's best not to mention it, but everything's on the Neon Horse page. But every week managing to learn more and more about the back end side of things, and you know, doing good live streams and how to use Streamlabs. My sound tech was amazing as well. So these extra skills that have come out of it, which I had no intention of learning ever, and that's just been madness. It's been fun and interesting. So now I really just want to get the doors open and bring the real Neon Horse to everybody, because that's what it's meant to be.
Yes.
I just want to open and have some performers up there and getting out there.
So you've done 2 live events, right? So the first one had Darlinghurst, Kate, 3. All right, well, there you go. I've only seen 2. I better go and have a look at your page. Because I saw the recent one, which had Sandy Facey, Benny Allen, and who else? Come on, who else?
Oh my God, stop! No, oh my goodness.
Victoria,
honestly,
somebody.
Victoria Faith, of course, and
yes.
Oh, this is embarrassing. You should have put this on me. Dan Henwood.
Dan Wood. That's it.
Daddy
That's
boy.
I knew. I was just waiting for you.
I know him well, so he's going to forgive me for that. But so they were the latest one. That was awesome. So that was probably the most fun. Mostly because I wasn't freaking out about what's happening in the background with all the tech stuff and the production and all that. But the second one was Duplicity, who is Sue Kidd and Brendan Canty. Amazing on the ukuleles and banjo, and really, really cool. So that was great. And that
Excellent.
was also Michelle Gardner, who I know you've just interviewed. Go, Michelle.
Yes. Go, Michelle.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to do it again. I'm blanking. I'm so sorry for the third performer. Not that you don't mean anything. But yeah, just trying to, I guess there's a lot going on, in my mind. I'm actually still working my full-time hours, my normal job as well. So compartmentalization is kicking in. But the live feeds have been really fun, and I was actually hoping and planning for a finale on the 18th of July, but looks like that's not going to be able to go ahead either. So
No. So not only is the finale not going to be able to happen, you're not going to be able to get at least for the next 6 weeks, you're not going to be able to get any artists back to the venue.
Exactly.
Because they can't move around. So you've gone from, okay, we're going to open this venue, we're going to have live music entertainment, country music. Pandemic happened. Okay, let's twist it and turn it and do the whole virtual concerts, and then everything started easing up, and then oh no, sorry, Victoria's stupid.
Can't even do
we're
that
going to lock
now.
it down. We're going to lock it down again. You can't even do that now. Yes, that's right. Yes, it must be so taxing, considering what you've been trying to do and what you've been trying to achieve.
Oh, every time I try and think, okay, how can I get this going? There has to be a way that I can do something true to what it's supposed to be. And literally every week that I'm about to start doing that or getting ready to put up posts for jobs and, get my staff onboarded, following some interviews, then something else happens and it's like, well, okay, I'm going to just give it 2 weeks now. Now I'm going to give it 4 weeks and now I'm going to give it 6 weeks. So, and the next 6 weeks are pretty redundant and I'm guarantee nobody wants me up on that stage doing my own solo live performances. So,
so you can't sing, you can't play an instrument. Come on.
I can to myself. I actually started teaching myself guitar, acoustic guitar, about a year and a half ago. I'm really good at a couple of chords: A, E, D, and B minor.
Okay, all right.
No one's heard it.
Okay.
Maybe one day I'll get able to get it together.
So the next Neon Horse virtual live stream is going to be Claire doing Brooks and Dunn's greatest hits.
If it's a backing track and I'm miming, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's been a crazy ride for you. I mean, I just can't understand. I mean, okay, based on the pandemic, my radio station and everything that I'm doing right now all came out of the pandemic as well, because I was I'd left Australia. I'd shut down my previous radio station. I was Country Down Under. I'd shut all that down, and we just had a Country Thunder podcast. And then I decided to just give that up and come back to my family here in China. And when the pandemic hit, now we had it hit a lot earlier than you. We had it hit on the 23rd of January. Right? It was just like, that's the start of the year. Thank you very much. All right. And it was just a matter of okay, we're all locked in our houses. Schools have all been closed down. Everybody's at home. So my wife's an educator. She's a teacher. So she was sent home, and then they had to do online learning. So she had her office, and basically we were trapped. And I was like, I've got to do something. This is my brain's going. So the Country Thunder Network all came about because of the pandemic, and I was amazed at how quickly it turned. It grew. I just thought, this is a little hobby for me. Let's see how it goes, and suddenly it's this huge big thing where we're doing all these Dax Chats and all these different live things, and I actually got the idea. You did something on your Facebook a couple of weeks back, and I'm sorry I stole your idea. You're actually testing a chart to see how that would go. Yeah. So now every week I play on the Country Thunder Network Facebook page the Canadian Top 50, the American Top 50, and the Australian Top 50. Yeah,
wow.
so
I'll have to
thank
get
you
on
for
that.
that.
Who would have thought? Out of my mistakes and messing about, trying to learn from my mistakes. Someone else
you were just trying to figure it out. And I was like, oh, I know, I can do that.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I'll definitely have to sign in and check that.
Yeah. So I've been doing it for the last 2 weeks now. So the Australian top 50, the Canadian top 50, and the country airplay charts, the Billboard country airplay charts top 60.
Yeah,
so
excellent.
the Americans one's top 60. Yeah.
Yeah, I love so many Canadian artists. Like I don't know what it is about Canadian country. It just kicks. It's so good. It's kind of sometimes has a bit of like an Irish feel, and I just want to get into it.
Yep. I mean, I tell you what. Tonight on our page, which this is not going to be tonight when we air this interview, but we got Sean McCullough. He's an independent Canadian artist, and his song set on the Country Thunder 20 #1 for 4 weeks. It was just phenomenal. This week's Canadian country charts, the #1 song is Tim Hicks' No Truck Song. I just love it. You're right. You're right. There is something about Canadian country music that it's completely different. It's not American. You can it's got some of that, but there's something more about Canadian music.
There's a feel. Like as soon as you hear it, you're like, oh, there's something about this. And Dean Brody, oh my God, Dean Brody, so fantastic. And High Valley, again, it's just that feel.
High Valley,
So just gets me.
There's some awesome artists.
I just want to backtrack to the second Facebook Live. I've just been checking who it is that I've not been able to recall that performed. I just feel terrible. Everyone else gets a mention except for this young man, Dax Chats. This guy, 15 years old. If you haven't seen him, whoever's watching this, you've got to check him out. Zach and Eliza Spalding, brother, sister, they do a lot of duo together, but they're also solo performers in their own right. And I tell you what, they are just something else. And I don't know if it's just because of the brother-sister connection when they work together. Oh, it's phenomenal. So, yeah.
Soon. Yeah. He wants to go.
Right, my cats are desperate for dinner. They're going crazy behind you. I don't know.
I can see them. I've been seeing them jumping around all over the place. So I suppose we got to think about what's next for you. I mean, what can you do next? It's a strange situation.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that this week, and I'm a little stuck. Pretty much, it's not worth me getting onboarding any staff members. There's also the whole challenge of, even if I manage to open, everything is so unstable in Victoria and what the government's announcing, constantly chopping and changing. If I open and I've got these costs and expenses, is it all for waste because I'm going to have to shut it down? That's, wasted food, employees that I can't give hours to now. There's so many factors. So for the next 6 weeks, I'm just going to be, dropping in there and, I don't know, checking on the garden and the weeds and dusting and cleaning and maybe playing around, learning how to use the mixing desk properly. And
Yep. For sure.
All important.
And oh yeah, of course, But the thing that I find is that it's not just going to be 6 weeks. I mean, this is 6 weeks of total lockdown again, but then you're going to have to phase out again, so you're looking at another 8-10 weeks before you even start seeing, that ability to move around again. So
Well, it might just end up being, I'd really love to do another 1 or 2 live streams because I think they've had really good reach. Anywhere from, I think, 3,000 views has been the lowest, right up to 8,000. And that's a lot of people for independent artists to be reaching new possible fans. And there's so much engagement online at the moment because that's mostly what people have access to. So it's taking advantage of that. And because a core purpose is about supporting particularly country music and local artists, the primary function of Neon Horse is it is a licensed cafe restaurant, but also it's complemented by the small live music venue aspect.
Yep.
I have to be clear on that. It's not just live music. I've got permit restrictions and all that sort of thing to adhere to. The purpose is country music and bringing country music to the community. So it's just finding a way how to do that. Probably the likely first step to being open to the public will be, I guess, kind of like a private function where let's say capped at 10 people or 20 people. Let's see what happens.
A social distance private function.
Yeah, so I'm licensed for a maximum 100 patrons. The floor space will probably, with that 4 square metre rule, probably accommodate maybe 25 at most people. Even whatever the restrictions are, if it's capped at 10 customers, then log on to Eventbrite, purchase your free ticket, and have the place itself with the guidelines in place. At least people can come in. If there's a live performance, then that's even better. But it's also thinking people are wary of their own safety and performers having to come out of their way, and out of their comfort zones to travel, because Neon Horse is actually about an hour and a half, hour 45 from Melbourne. So it's not just like it's in the city and it's easy to access. It's also in regional Victoria. So there's also the thought that people in regional Victoria have had really low COVID is coming up, and most of the counts are coming from Melbourne, which is why we're down. So there's just so many factors to consider. I don't even really know where to start right now. There's too much stuff.
Well, I tell you what, I really do wish you all the best with you've accomplished so much already, and I really do hope that it all comes to fruition very soon. And I really do hope that one day I get to come and have a look at the place.
I hope you do too. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for letting me just talk your ear off. I'm actually surprised how much I managed to talk. I think I'm a really quiet person.
You've done very well. That's great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time, Claire. And as I said, I wish you all the best with Neon Horse, and I really hope it starts improving soon.
Thanks, Dax, and I'll be checking out your more of your shows as well. It's really exciting. I love what you're doing.
No worries. Thank you, darling. All right. All right, that was Clare Jones from Neon Horse, and this has been Dax Chats with Jax this week. So until next time, thank you for joining me, and we'll do it all again soon. Bye for now.